What are defenses to criminal conduct? In criminal law, defenses can reduce or eliminate a defendant's liability. They might excuse the defendant or justify the conduct. Some defenses lead to full acquittal, others reduce charges. Let's explore these legal arguments in depth. Capacity defenses include voluntary and involuntary intoxication. Automatism and mistake are also considered. These defenses focus on the defendant's capacity to understand their actions. For example, intoxication by legal or illegal substances affects liability. Automatism involves acts done without conscious control. Necessity is a very limited defense. It applies when a crime is committed to avoid greater harm. This defense is only allowed in extreme situations. Life or death scenarios are typical examples. However, necessity is not accepted in murder cases. Self-defense is a complete legal defense. It allows using reasonable force to protect oneself or others. The force must be proportionate to the threat. Both common law and the Criminal Law Act support this defense. Honest belief in threat is crucial for its success. The insanity defense applies when the defendant was insane at the time. It involves a defect of reasoning due to a disease of the mind. The defendant did not know the nature or wrongfulness of their actions. The Monotone rules outline its criteria. A successful defense results in a special verdict. Diminished responsibility applies only to murder cases. It reduces murder charges to manslaughter. The defendant must have an abnormality of mental functioning. This condition must impair their ability to understand or control actions. It is a partial defense. Duress involves committing a crime under threat of harm. The threat must be immediate and serious. It is not available for murder or attempted murder. The defendant must have no safe escape. Duress can lead to full acquittal in other crimes. Coercion and entrapment relate to external pressures. They don't involve mental illness like insanity. Entrapment is when law enforcement induces a crime. Coercion involves ongoing control or abuse. These defenses are not available in all situations. Automatism involves actions without voluntary control. It is caused by external factors like seizures. This defense is complete if proven. Automatism differs from insanity as it is not due to mental illness. A successful defense leads to full acquittal. Intoxication can be voluntary or involuntary. Voluntary intoxication rarely excuses criminal conduct. Involuntary intoxication may be a valid defense. It must prevent forming the required intent. This defense depends on the nature of intoxication. A mistake can negate intent or support a defense. The belief must be honestly held. Even if unreasonable, it can justify actions. Mistake often relates to self-defense. It is crucial that the belief was genuine. Criminal liability of minors varies by age. Children under 10 cannot be prosecuted. Those aged 10 to 13 have conditional liability. From 14, minors have full criminal responsibility. The legal system balances accountability with protection. Children under 10 have no criminal liability. The law assumes they cannot distinguish right from wrong. They cannot be prosecuted for any crime. However, civil consequences may apply. Social services may intervene if necessary. Children aged 10 to 13 can be criminally liable. They must understand their act was seriously wrong. The presumption of incapacity was abolished. Courts consider maturity and intent. Rehabilitation is a priority in sentencing. From 14, minors have full criminal responsibility. They are treated like adults but appear in youth court. Sentencing focuses on education and behavior correction. Serious crimes may lead to Crown Court trials. Rehabilitation remains a key goal. Correct. Self-defense allows using force to protect oneself or others. The force must be reasonable and proportionate. Common law and statute support this defense. Honest belief in threat is crucial. Preemptive strikes are allowed if necessary. Insanity and diminished responsibility differ significantly. Insanity applies to all crimes, leading to a special verdict. Diminished responsibility only applies to murder. It reduces murder charges to manslaughter. Both require medical evidence. Duress involves immediate threats of harm. Coercion refers to ongoing control or abuse. Neither applies to murder cases. These defenses focus on external pressures. Success depends on the immediacy and severity of the threat. Entrapment occurs when law enforcement induces a crime. It is not a full defense in English law. However, it may lead to evidence exclusion. The focus is on manipulation by authorities. Entrapment highlights ethical concerns in policing. Necessity involves committing a crime to avoid greater harm. It is only accepted in extreme situations. Murder cases do not accept necessity. The defense is rare and highly restricted. Life or death scenarios are typical examples. Defenses in criminal law ensure fairness and justice. They account for mental health, external threats, and lack of control. Success depends on facts, evidence, and legal criteria. Understanding these defenses is crucial for legal professionals. They balance accountability with protection and rehabilitation.